This is Captain Joe Kent with this week's GoBaja.com fishing report. Well, it looks like we're going to be dealing with another cold front this weekend, and that's not all bad news. And I'll tell you why. This is the time of year that we get our fish killing freezes. We've had two major fish killing freezes in the last 25 to 30 years, and both occurred between mid-December and the first of the year. Other major fish killing freezes have taken place in the same time frame, maybe expanding into as late as late January. But anyhow, one of the reasons the 1983 freeze took its toll on trout. And it is also the event that triggered some major changes in the bag and size limit for our speckled trout as a result of the depletion of the stocks, as a result of the dying off in that cold weather. We had warm weather, very warm weather, up until the day before the front arrived. The fish, and especially trout, were still in their summertime patterns or warm weather patterns, and were scattered out into the marshes and shallower waters. Well, when that freeze hit, it took its toll. It dropped the temperature something like 40 or 50 degrees overnight. I don't remember the exact number, but it was a major drop, one of the biggest drops we've ever had. And that's what did its damage on the trout. 1989 was a similar type situation. Fortunately, for the last 20 years, we have not had any really major fish killing freezes. So every time we approach mid-December, those of us long-term trout anglers start getting a little bit concerned about that trout fishing. Now, the bay water temperature over the past several weeks has been about 5 degrees lower than what it normally is this time of year. Now that's good because it is getting these trout acclimated to cold weather and putting them into the range of the deep pockets of water. Now this weekend, or last weekend, when that cold front came through, we had a major drop in the water levels. Well, that had those trout going to their deep refuges and channels and deep holes, especially like the ones in Office Bows. So, when you see those cold fronts coming through, they do have an advantage, although it is very frustrating because they put a damper on fishing plans for the weekend. So what's going to happen after the front's over? Well, the trout fishing is really picking up. I think we're going to have to deal with windows of fishing time between now and probably early spring. That's when the cold fronts start diminishing. But as it stands right now, we're going to have one front right after another. But in these windows, in between those fronts, there's going to be some excellent fishing. The trout, especially when that wind shifts to the south-southeast and starts filling the bays with warm water, they're going to be hitting the shoreline chasing bait. And that's going to be the key to finding trout, is finding the bait. Anyhow, look for some good trout fishing. And incidentally, the flounder are still running. Here it is mid-December, and we're receiving reports of excellent flounder catches continuing around the Galveston area. So if plans for fishing in the next week or so, there'll be some pretty good odds of going out and catching some trout, flounder, and reds. Now remember, when is the best time to go fishing? It's whenever you can. This is Captain Joe Kent, and we will be back again next